Hello everyone, my name is Sabhyata Bhasin and I want to mention here that I've very recently started making YouTube videos and today I am here with the topic on why is it that our mind always perceives the information that it receives as negative first, and what we can do when we have extremely negative emotions and we do not know which way to go and how to correct it, because when we undergo through negative emotions, that there is a loss of well-being, which basically impacts the functioning of our mind, and it also impacts all the chakras in our body. Okay, so to understand this better, or to explore this question in a beautiful way, I'll just talk about the working of the brain, and I'll try to bring out the clarity as in how our little brain works, and what is it that we can do to bring the logic and the rationality back, even in our heated arguments with others. So, to understand the brain, we have to open somebody's brain, which we cannot do. But let's say you open my brain and you look at it from the top view, then you will find that there is a spinal cord, and then on top of it there are three layers. And these three layers, they are distinct layers, but they are connected to each other via neurons and nerves. Okay. Now, whenever we have some information uh, around us in the external environment, then our brain picks up the signal. And that signal, it goes through the first layer, then it goes to the second layer, then it goes to the third layer. Okay. The first layer is called as the lizard layer or the lizard brain. The second layer is called as the dog brain, and the third layer is called as the rational brain. Uh, these layers basically have some scientific and complex names, but I would not like to speak those names here, because we are here to understand, and we won't get much into biology for that matter. So the first layer of the brain is called as the reptilian brain, or the lizard brain. Now, have you ever seen a lizard? Have you seen the expressions on the face of a lizard? It's usually of fear, or usually of aggression, or maybe crocodile. Okay, and the kind of decision making that they have is usually yes no type of decision making. Do I stay here? Do I pounce on this person, or do I not? Do I fly away, or do I stay here? So they usually have yes no type of questions, so it's like rudimentary thinking. These are the characteristics of the reptilian brain, or the characteristics of the lizard brain. Now we go to the second layer, which is called as the dog brain or the mammalian brain, which means brain of a mammal. Now, if you look at a dog, you can actually look at the variety of emotions that he goes through. So he can, portray emotions of love, of care, of affection, of jealousy, of, anger, sometimes frustration. Uh, Even dogs also go through depression, because they can also sense a lot of grief and sadness. And so these are the complex emotions, and they are more complex than the emotions that lizards and crocodiles go through. Okay, and the kind of feelings they have is. Or the kind of decision making they have is they just do not have the yes no kind of decision making. They can make wise decisions. For example, let's say you have a pet and you show your anger to your dog, to your pet, then what do you think, how would he respond? He would he just go away? No, he would not. Would he pounce back at you? No, he would not. Then what he would do, he would make faces, so that you lower down your tone, and then eventually the kind of faces he would make, that you would feel like cuddling him, you would feel like petting him and ruffling him, right? So, this is the kind of complex emotion that they portray. You cannot expect a lizard or a crocodile to show this emotion. So a crocodile or a lizard or all the reptiles, they just have one layer of the brain, and the kind of decision making that they do is yes no type of decision making, flight or fight response, or maybe at the most freeze response. The mammals, they have the decision making which is little more complex than the reptiles, and that is why the mammals have two layers of the brain. So first layer is basically the reptilian brain and the second layer is the mammalian brain. Now we as humans, we are even complex than mammals, and we have three layers of the brain. So the first layer is the lizard brain or reptilian brain, the second layer is the mammalian brain or the dog brain, and the third layer is the logical brain. Now these three layers in human beings, they are very distinct, but they are interrelated to each other, which means that they communicate with each other via neurons. Now, if I ask you a question, who do you think is the CEO of the three layers? Can you give me the answer? When this question was asked to me, I thought that it's a rational part of the brain that should be the CEO, because it can think more logically, more rationally, more intellectually, more intelligently, right? But nature has some different mechanism. They have made reptilian brain as the CEO of the brain, which means that any information that your brain senses first passes through the reptilian layer of the brain or the lizard brain. And if the lizard brain says, oh, I am not in threat, I am not in danger, everything is fine, then that signal will go to the mammalian part of the brain. Now the dog brain or the mammalian part of the brain will see, uh, if the person who has come in contact, if this person, he's a friend or he's an enemy, what kind of behavior did this person show, when I met him last? Does this person belong to my group? So the dog mind has all of these questions, and if that person is an acquaintance and you share a good chemistry with that person, then your dog mind will sit silent, it will sit calm, and it will be pacified, and then it will let that information go to the logical part of the brain. Now the logical part of the brain becomes the CEO, and now it can take action, as in what to do, how to talk, how to start the conversation, how to behave. So now your logical part of the brain is actually taking action, but it can only take action if the signal is signal is basically if the signal reaches that part, and it can only reach that part only via reptilian brain and then through mammalian brain. It cannot just directly reach the logical part of the brain. Do you understand what does it mean? It means that if suppose you have an emotional tiff with your wife or with your friend, then you would not be able to work in office. Why? Because the emotional part of the brain, the mammalian part of the brain, has become the CEO, and it will not let any information go to the logical part of the brain, which means your logical part of the brain cannot function, cannot work in office. You'll just be stuck up in that emotional and sentimental stuff. If suppose there is a snake around you, can you take a logical decision? Can you sit back, think, analyze? Do I run? Do I sit? No, you cannot do that, because at that point the reptilian brain is the CEO. The reptilian brain will just take quick action. Either it will tell you to just be frozen, or it will tell you to fly away, or it will tell you to just pounce back. Okay, so we have seen in this way that any information that our mind perceives first goes through the reptilian part, then through mammalian part, and then to the logical part. And that is why everything that we perceive is first perceived as negative, because the reptilian part, which basically drives the survival instincts, takes care of the stuff. Now what do we do if suppose we are going through heavy emotions and the dog brain has become the CEO and it is just not letting us work in office? What do we do? How do we let ourselves be out of that frustrated situation? So there is a little tool that I can help you with. Now the tool is, here is the hand. Our brain is just like this hand. It's of the same shape and same size. This is the stem, which is the spinal cord. This is the little lizard that's sitting here. this is the dog, and this is the logical part of the brain, which we can call as the wise owl. So whenever you have any emotional strain, any emotional jolt, then this wise owl flies off, and then this dog becomes the CEO. It takes care. It does not let your logical brain take any logical or wise action. Now whenever this happens, what do? This is a beautiful hand mudra that you can make when you feel that you are going through a lot of emotions, and these emotions are basically jolting you up a lot. Okay, so once you have this mudra, then the wise owl that has actually it has actually flown, it will come back, and your logical part of the brain, the rational part of the brain, will start taking action once you have this mudra. Also, whenever we have the emotions which jolt us up a lot, then we have a Manipura chakra or the solar plexus chakra that is situated here. And once we have this mudra, then this chakra gets in balance. This chakra is basically the ego chakra, which means that this always tells you to take care of your stuff. This always tells you I and me. This is always stuck in I and me. And once you have this mudra, then this chakra will get in balance. So if you have any kind of ego problems, you feel superior to others, you feel inferior to others, you get into a lot of negative controversies, then this chakra is out of balance. And to balance this chakra out, you have this beautiful hand mudra. This hand mudra will balance the solar plexus chakra, first thing, and second thing, it will bring the three brains, the lizard brain, the dog brain, and the logical part of the brain. It will bring all the three brains in integration, which means that you will be able to work properly, you will be able to take logical decisions, and you will be able to retain your mental wellness and your emotional wellness once you practice this mudra every day for maybe 15 minutes. And you'll also see that if you practice this mudra regularly, then you will not have that intense reactions when you are in a tiff with anybody. So I hope this tip proves useful to you, and I hope I could make you understand how does our brain work, and what is it that we can do to bring the three layers of the brain back into integration. Next time I will get another topic for emotional wellness, emotional health, and emotional intelligence, because this area is my forte, and I have been researching a lot in this area for a couple of years now, and I hope I can bring some more useful information to you in the coming weeks. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you have any suggestions or comments, then please leave them in the comment box. Have a good one.